Hi everybody, welcome back to this course on Internet Technologies. I'm Vardan and this video is all about Telnet and FTP. So let's begin with Telnet, one of the earliest protocols used to remotely log into another system over a network. Telnet allows a user on one machine to connect to another machine and access it as if they were sitting right there. It provides terminal emulation, meaning you can control the remote system through command line instructions. It works over TCP using port 23. A big issue, however, is that Telnet transmits all the data in plain text, including usernames and passwords, making it highly insecure on modern networks. Today, it has been largely replaced by SSH, which offers encrypted connections for the same purpose. In a typical Telnet session, the client initiates a connection to a Telnet server running on the target machine. Once connected, the server provides a command interpreter, allowing the client to run commands on the remote system. For example, on a terminal, typing telnet 192.168.1.10 would attempt a connection to the computer at that IP. It was widely used for network device configuration, remote server management, and troubleshooting, but again, lack of encryption makes it obsolete for secure environments today. Now let's look at FTP, or the File Transfer Protocol. It's one of the earliest and most widely used protocols for transferring files between systems over a network. FTP uses TCP for reliable communication and it uses port 21. The port 21 is actually used for control connection that remains open for commands and responses, but a separate data connection is opened each time a file is transferred. It supports both ASCII mode for text files and binary mode for images, executables, or other binary files, ensuring files are transmitted correctly. So again, uh, an interesting feature of FTP that it uses two parallel connections. The control connection is established on port 21 and it stays open for the entire session. It's used to send commands and receive responses. But for each file transfer, a new data connection is opened on a temporary ephemeral port. Now, this design allows the control connection to remain free from managing multiple transfers without any interruption. Even if you transfer 10 files, there's only one control connection, while new data connections are opened and closed for each file. FTP also supports what's called anonymous FTP. Some public FTP servers allow users to log in without a personalized account. You simply use anonymous as username and your email address for password. So this email address is not for any authentication purposes. It's just for courtesy. This was historically used for distributing software updates, research data, and public information before HTTP became widespread for downloads. FTP provides a set of simple yet powerful commands to manage file transfers. Put uploads a single file, mput uploads multiple files, get downloads a single file, mget downloads multiple files. dir lists the contents of the remote directory. Bin switches to binary transfer mode for images, videos, or executables. ASC switches to ASCII mode for text files. Prompt controls whether to confirm for each file during multi-file transfers. Hash displays a progress indicator as files are transferred. And finally, the exit command closes the FTP session. So these commands make it easy to manage remote files directly from a terminal. Let's quickly go through a simple FTP session example. You could connect to the remote server using the command ftp 192.168.1.10. You would enter your username and password. You would list available files using dir command and upload a file with put file.txt. Download a file by get report like report.pdf, and you would log out with exit. All of these are done through the control connection. with separate data connections opening for each file transferred. While FTP was once the backbone of the file transfers, it has several limitations, primarily its lack of encryption. Both the login credentials and the files are sent in plain text. So, modern alternatives include SFTP, a secure version that uses SSH, FTPS, that is FTP over SSL or TLS for encrypted connections. HTTP or HTTPS is commonly used for public downloads today, but still FTP continues to be used within controlled and trusted networks for or for legacy systems where encryption encryption isn't just a concern. So that marks the end of this video, and in the next lesson we'll learn about electronic mail and simple mail transfer protocol. So thank you for joining in, and I'll see you next time.